Welcome to Prime Luxury. You don't have to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth to achieve great things in life, though it certainly helps. Still, many of today's billionaires had very humble beginnings. Growing up poor didn't stop these CEOs, celebrities, and business experts from reaching the pinnacle of success, and it shouldn't stop you either. Today, we will tell you all about the 10 extremely rich people who live as poor. 10. Warren Buffett. The CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, described as the Sage of Omaha, is one of the world's most famous humble people. He dines at the local Dairy Queen, not surprisingly one of his investments. He lives in the same modest ranch-style house he bought half a century ago for $31,500. He picks up his investment tips from financial newspapers he picks up at the drugstore, or conversations he has at a local coffee shop. He shuns fancy electronic gear and plays a ukulele, entertaining hundreds of fans who gather each year near his home in Nebraska to hear his financial predictions. He's pretty good at those, having built a modest fortune into a personal worth of more than $60 billion. He has a policy of investing in things and people he knows well, things like soft drink makers, oil companies, automakers, and food suppliers. He believes you should invest your money on things you use on a regular basis. Not a bad life credo. Oh, and he does use credit cards, one of which is a low-level American Express green card, not one of those luxury cards for the ultra-rich. 9. Boone Pickens. Energy mogul T. Boone Pickens has long been recognized as a savvy businessman and legendary tightwad. By his own admission, he has taken a detour in a conference room to turn the light off on his way out of the door. He credits his grandmother with instilling this habit, saying she told him if he didn't turn the light off when he was finished in a room, she would give him the light bill and expect him to pay it. One of the richest people in the world, Pickens has a net worth of $1.2 billion, according to Forbes. Best known as a corporate raider for his runs at Gulf Oil, Unocal, Pioneer, and others in the 1980s, in recent years, T. Boone Pickens has focused on managing Dallas-based hedge funds and pushing his Pickens plan to boost adoption of wind, solar, and especially natural gas. Plunging natural gas prices shelved a plan to build the world's largest wind farm in Texas. Instead, he's pushing for a future of natural gas-powered vehicles. He got his start at Phillips Petroleum, then founded Mesa Petroleum in 1956. He led the Swift boat attacks against John Kerry in 2004. In 2006, he donated $165 million to athletics programs at alma mater Oklahoma State University. In 2008, he donated $100 million more to OSU academics, divorcing from his fourth wife Madeline, but a prenup will protect his assets. 8. Carlos Slim. A bit of billionaire trivia. Mexican tycoon Carlos Slim, who bailed out a struggling New York Times, could spend $1,000 a minute for the next century and still not run to the bottom of his fortune. Slim's net worth is estimated at $60.8 billion, ranking him among the top 10 richest humans on Earth. But he doesn't show it. He doesn't own a boat, much less a yacht. He flies commercial because he doesn't wish to own a private plane. He drives himself to work each day from the modest home he has owned for more than 3 decades. He doesn't need to flaunt. Better to save and hold tight to simple values of family and friendship, he believes. 7. Azim Premji. This Indian tycoon, investor, and philanthropist, often called the Tsar of Indian IT, lives less like an aristocrat than a middle-class non-entity. Worth an estimated $16.2 billion, he drives a battered used Toyota, which in itself is a step up from the battered used Ford Escort he once favored before. The chairman of WePro Limited is so careful with his spending, he monitors the number of toilet paper rolls used by employees in his WePro IT facilities. But that's not to say he can't be generous. He gives tens of millions to charities and has created a university and foundation to generate more high-paying jobs for Indians. If he must spend, he believes, the spending should have a larger purpose. 6. Jim Walton. This billionaire takes the down-home, low-price image of the organization that gave him his wealth, Walmart, to heart. The billionaire youngest son of the founder of the mass retailer drives a rusting Dodge Dakota pickup. He prefers to live in the one-horse town of Bentonville, Arkansas, even though his fortune, estimated $36.9 billion, entitles him to palatial abodes in any of the grand cities of the world. He runs the family's personal wealth management company from the upstairs floor of a plain old brick building. His family made its fortune by investing in ways ordinary people could buy goods at a good price. He lives with that same Walmart ethic. 5. Ingvar Kamprad. The founder of Swedish furniture giant IKEA, worth an estimated $43.7 billion, doesn't like to fly fancy. He travels by commercial aircraft, seated in economy style. He also prefers driving his trusty 10-year-old Volvo to being shuttled around in a chauffeured luxury car. Like the furniture he sells, he touts the virtues of simplicity and common sense. Leadership, he believes, means leading by example. He instills a spirit of efficiency in living and humility among the managers of his global operations. 4. Mark Zuckerberg. You might not think of this as what rich people do, but Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg has been seen driving an Acura, valued at around $30,000. Zuckerberg also wears jeans and a t-shirt nearly every day, despite a net worth of more than $117 billion, according to Forbes. Zuckerberg's rise is remarkable for anyone, particularly remarkable for a 31-year-old, and it's especially so given that just last week he was ranked 8 on the list. His rapid ascent in the midst of an otherwise sepulchral global market began last week when Facebook reported fourth-quarter earnings that breezed past analyst expectations. Facebook stock, as a result, is up 9.5% so far this year, catapulting the company into 4th place, just behind Microsoft, Apple, and Alphabet. The boost has made Zuckerberg the only billionaire in the top 5 who has seen his net worth rise despite the tough financial headwinds so far in 2016. 3. Jennifer Lawrence. Star of the hugely successful Hunger Games movies, Jennifer Lawrence continued living in her parents' condominium even after making 8 figures. "I think it would be very bizarre to live in a big mansion by myself," she told Elle. Lawrence eventually moved into her own digs, however. Variety reports that she bought a loft-style condo in New York City in nearly 2017 for a little more than $9 million, and then proceeded to place it on the rental market while she was filming Red Sparrow in London. Today, she's worth an estimated $160 million. 2. Chuck Feeney. "I set out to work hard, not get rich," is Mr. Feeney's motto, and he's done both. That saying, he's currently playing a personal game of go for broke, although with charitable donation as opposed to superfluous splurges. He's amassed a fortune of over $4 billion, but has now given most of it away to live out his life with a few million-strong safety net. The entrepreneur made his money selling luxury duty-free goods to travelers across the world, but he rejected the trappings of wealth himself. Connor O'Clery, who wrote a biography of Mr. Feeney, said he read and was very impressed with Carnegie's famous essay, Wealth, which says such things as, "To die rich is to die disgraced." He went on to found the Atlantic Philanthropies in 1982, an international organization set up to distribute his fortune to good causes and projects that he supports around the world. The foundation's main areas of interest are health, education, reconciliation, and human rights. Chuck Feeney also donated money in Australia, Cuba, and the Republic of Ireland. For the first 15 years of his philanthropic mission, Mr. Feeney donated money in secret, leading to him being dubbed the James Bond of philanthropy, only emerging from anonymity in 1997. 1. Carlos Slim Helú. He's up there with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett competing for the title of richest man in the world, but Slim is by no means an excessive spender. The mobile phone magnate owns a 6-bedroom home and has done so for the past 3 decades. He also drives himself to work every day. Mexico's richest man, Carlos Slim Helú, and his family control América Móvil, Latin America's biggest mobile telecom firm. With foreign telecom partners, Slim bought a stake in Telmex, Mexico's only phone company, in 1990. Do let us know in the comments which one of them inspires you the most. Thanks for watching.